What's up, guys, and welcome to Ask the Health Coach. I'm your host, Carlos. Today, we're talking about an excuse that people have used for years to getting out of eating healthy. This excuse has been used for a long time, and today we're going to talk about it and how you can no longer use this excuse. Let's get right into it. There's this one excuse that people have used for quite a bit of time to get out of eating healthy. This excuse is it costs too much, right? With inflation, that is no longer the case. Things are about equal now. So you can no longer say, I eat McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever it is, the fast food, because it's cheaper. No, it's not. It's not cheaper anymore. I'm going to show you that today. The two restaurants we're comparing today is a burrito bowl at Chipotle, and then we're going to compare a McDonald's meal that costs almost equal. Because again, this has been a common excuse that people always used to tell me. They said, oh, I eat fast food because it's quick. Chipotle is quick. Chipotle is quick. Kava is quick. You can find some healthy options out there. Salad and Go is another quick one. They'll build your stuff real quick and have it out to you just like that. So no longer you can use the excuse that it's quick. You can order things through Uber Eats. You can order things before you get there on your phone. So no longer can you say, I eat McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever it is, or Wendy's because it's quick. Because now everything is quick if you're going out to eat. Because you can order everything from your phone before you even get there. You don't have to sit in the drive-thru. You don't have to sit in the line. It's there when you get there no matter what you order. All right? So we can no longer use the excuse that it's quick. We can no longer use the other excuse that it's cheaper. Because again, like I said earlier, inflation has caused most of this fast food that we would normally find to be cheap, $3. Actually, we had the dollar menu. It's no longer a dollar menu. Everything's higher now, okay? The common meal that most people get at McDonald's is the Big Mac. That's why we're comparing that one to our Chipotle meal today. But you know what? I'm talking a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and get right into it on the computer. That way I can show you the numbers and let you know that you can no longer use this excuse, all right? All right, guys, we're on the computer here. Let's start off with Chipotle, okay? So when you get to the Chipotle website, what I want you to do, go to nutrition. When you get to nutrition, this is where you can build your bowl, your burrito, whatever you're getting. But let's go with the burrito bowl. This is what I normally get. This is probably one of the best options to keep the calories low. At the same time, keep the fat content low, keep the protein high, keep the carbs balanced, okay? So we're going with a burrito bowl. So we're going to start with some chicken first. It's only 180 calories, about 7 grams of fat, 32 grams of protein. So it's giving you a sufficient amount of protein in this, okay? You can also go with the plant-based protein if you like. And then we're going to add our rice. We're going to go ahead. You can see the calories don't change much between the brown rice and the white rice. The only thing that really changes is the fat content. Brown rice has a little bit higher fat than the other one. The other thing that changes is the carbs. It's a little less carbs on the brown rice too. So I would go with either or on this one. I'm going to go with the brown rice myself. All right, the next thing we're going to add is the beans, right? You can go with either bean you want. They're pretty much the same. They have 2 grams of fat, 8 grams of protein, about 22 to 21 grams of carbs. We know beans are also high in fiber. I'm going to go with the black beans. Choose whichever one you like on that one, okay? So we have 520 calories so far. All right, now we're going to our toppings. I'm skipping the guac. I'm going to skip the roasted chili corn salsa. And now this one, you go with the green or the red chili salsa. They're pretty much the same. I like mine with a little heat. So we're going to tomatillo red chili salsa, okay? Skipping the sour cream. I got to get my fajita veggies on top. You can add a little cheese on there if you want to. I always add cheese on mine. I skipped the queso. All right, then we come down here. All right, y'all. So I'm not adding chips or anything to it. No dips, no sides. Drinks, I'm drinking water. So as you can see here, we're up to 705 calories total, 23 grams of fat, 51 grams protein, 72 grams of carbs. All right, so this is a good balance here, right? We're getting a good amount of carbs, we're getting the right amount of fats, we're also getting a good source of protein here. All right, so now we want to go a little bit deeper. Let's right click on the full nutrition facts. Let's go to that tab here. All right, so we're going to zoom in a little bit so we can see everything. This way you can get a little deeper to see where the fats are actually coming from. Are they saturated fats, trans fats? How much cholesterol are you getting? How much sodium are you getting out of this? All right, so we're going to break it down a little bit more. Also the sugar content and the fiber, okay? The things that it didn't show on the previous one. So let's go ahead and scroll down. The first thing it shows is the brown rice and the white rice. So as you can see, saturated fat. I did the brown rice on mine, about 1 gram of saturated fat, no trans, no cholesterol, 190 milligrams of sodium, 36 grams of carbs, okay? So we know that we got 2 grams of fiber, okay? Now we're going down to the black beans, right? I chose the black beans. Total fat's 1.5 grams of total fat, zero saturated, zero trans, no cholesterol, 210 milligrams of sodium. So the sodium content is creeping up, okay? So we got to watch out for that too. And I'm getting about 7 grams of fiber, which is a major plus, okay? Now we're going to the fajita vegetables. Now we got no fat in that one, of course, about 20 calories. Got 150 milligrams of sodium in this one, okay? 150 milligrams. This one can vary too. Each one of these can vary in sodium content depending on how much they scoop out for you, okay? So it can vary a little bit there. All right, now let's go to the chicken. All right, now on the chicken, we have the 60 grams of fat. 60 calories from fat, about 7 of that is total fat. 3 grams is coming from saturated fat, okay? We got the cholesterol at 125. We got our sodium at 310. So again, the sodium is slowly creeping up, right? And then we got a good source of protein again. All right, let's jump down from that. Now we're at the fresh tomato salsa, right? We actually use the tomatillo red chili salsa. So that one has about 500 milligrams of sodium. So it's jumping our sodium content up quite a bit. Again, this could vary depending on how much they put on there. So I would limit how much they put on there to reduce that sodium content. Or you can go with that green chili salsa, and that cuts it almost in half for the sodium content. You can see that's 260 versus 500. Then we scroll on down to the cheese, right? Cheese, again, 190 milligrams of sodium. So again, that's how we cut that cheese in half. Bring it down some, okay? Because we get that sodium content down as much as possible. Saturated fat is about 5 grams, okay? So this is pretty much our bowl, right? So we got the breakdown of how much is cholesterol, sodium, carbohydrates, fiber, all of that, okay? So now let's go ahead and compare this to McDonald's, okay? McDonald's is our next one. So let's go ahead and go to the menu here. We're going to go to burgers. We're going to go to the feature favorites, right? So the feature favorites, Big Mac, of course, everybody orders the quarter pounder with cheese. But let's go with the Big Mac. I think that tends to be a fan favorite at McDonald's. Okay, so let's scroll down here to the bottom. We're going to just click on nutrition calculator here. So it shows us how many calories we're getting from the Big Mac, right? It shows us that we're getting 11 grams of saturated fat. So we already kind of surpassed the saturated fat with just our Chipotle meal. The dietary fiber is very low compared to what we get with our Chipotle meal. This is only 3 grams of fiber. It's giving us about 11% of our daily value, okay? Then you can see that added sugar is about 7 grams of added sugar. And then you have cholesterol at 85 milligrams. So that's about tit for tat. But most of the time when we go to get something at a McDonald's, it's usually not just the burger, right? So we're going to add a few things here. What do most people get? We tend to get the burger. We tend to also get the fries, right? We're going to go with the fries. We're going to keep it medium sized. We're going to keep that medium, all right? We're going to add another item. The other item that most people get with the meal is going to be a drink. Most of the time, it's Coca-Cola. So we're going to go with Coca-Cola on this one. We're going to go with a medium sized drink. I don't know if most people do large or mediums there. We're going to keep it at medium. Okay, let's go back up here to the calculations. All right, so it jumped up quite a bit. So remember, with Chipotle here, we had about 705 calories, 23 grams of fat, 51 grams of protein, 72 grams of carbs. So this is a great balance here of fats, protein, and carb ratio. So let's go back to Mickey D's. Let's look at this one. All right, so again, 1,120 calories total. But look at this, 49 grams of fat compared to 23 grams of fat. So we pretty much doubled our fat content, right? We got 60, look at that, 64% of your daily value. So you've already got in most of the fats you can get in for the whole day. This is just too much, right? Then look at the carbs. Carbs about 145 grams. How much do we have on Chipotle? We had 72 grams. So we pretty much doubled that also. We doubled our carb content. 30 grams of protein about close to this. Well, actually did a lot more protein here. So if you're trying to get more protein in, you're going to get more healthy proteins from that Chipotle meal versus with this one. You get about 30 grams of protein, about 10% of your daily value. Okay. So this is too many. This is too many carbs in one set in one meal. This is also way too much fat in one meal. And the carbs that we're getting, you can tell what type of carbs you're getting by looking at certain things. So let's look at the fat first. Saturated fat, 13 grams, all right? That's about 67% of our daily value. We get about 7 grams of fiber. And then if you look here, we got 1 gram of trans fats. Trans fats is what we really want to stay away from, okay? We want to stay away from that as much as possible. Now, the carbs is 145 grams. Look at the sugar. When we look at the sugar on a Chipotle meal, is less than 10 grams of sugar, right? But when you look at the sugar content here, the sugar has jumped. That's mostly from the drink, a little bit from the Big Mac, a little bit from the fries, but mostly the drink is what shot it up. This is why I tell people when you go to McDonald's, stick with the water, okay? Stick with the water. We're gonna mess with these numbers a little bit more. But added sugar is about 63 grams. That means only 2 grams of the 65 here is not added sugar, okay? Cholesterol still 85 milligrams, coming mostly from the burger. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and play around with these numbers a little bit. So let's take out, let's make the Coke a small. Let's see what changes. Okay, with the small Coke, it reduces our sugars down to about 48 grams, which is still way too much, all right? Our carbs dip down to about 128 grams. All right, so we're going to delete that. We're going to go with some water, okay? We're going to go with water for our drink. So let's delete the Coke. All right, so Coke is gone. Let's see what happens. Look how much you reduce your sugars. You reduce that all the way from 68 down to 9 grams of sugars, guys. So just making simple changes like this can make a great impact, a huge impact on what you're getting in. Now, we didn't change the fats too much. The carbs dipped down quite a bit, right? Protein is still about the same. All right, let's go down here again. Let's go from a medium fry to a small fry to reduce some of that fat content. All right, so now let's go back up. We have 45 grams of fat total right here. We still have about 9 grams of added sugars, which is way down from where we were before at 60 something grams. So we cut that quite a bit. So if we stick with the water, go with the Big Mac with the world famous fries small. Let's go in here again. Let's make a few more edits. Let's go to the Big Mac itself. Let's make a few more edits here. All right, let's see. Let's see if we take out the sauce. Let's take away the sauce. I know most people go there for that. Let's take out the cheese. All right, we'll keep everything else the same, right? Let's close the ingredient list there. All right, let's scroll back up. Boom, look at that. 640 calories now. So it's dipped down below what Chipotle is. It's lower. Not saying it's healthy, but it is lower. This is where you can lower your calorie intake when you go to McDonald's. The total fat has decreased from 49 to 28 grams. That's a plus. We got that fat content down quite a bit. Our carbs have dipped down to 72 grams total, right? So that's a plus. We got about 25 grams of protein now. Still good amount of protein. Not the best source of protein by any stretch. So again, this is not a good source of protein that we want to take in, okay? But you're getting it in. You also kept the fiber about the same, about 6 grams. It was 7 grams before. Cholesterol dipped down from 85 to 55. So guys, we see some great numbers here, right? When it comes to McDonald's, we dipped it down quite a bit. if this is your last resort and you just don't have a Chipotle or anything else with a healthy option close by, and you want a Big Mac, your kids want a Big Mac, go ahead and do it if you feel like it, but don't let this be a common thing. This is like once every few months I would do a meal like this. This would be very rare. But if you do have to eat out, plan ahead. And let's go for some place like Chipotle where you're getting a good balance of everything. You're not getting a lot of sugar. You're getting a good source of protein, some lean proteins. With this, you can go with plant-based protein or chicken with this one, okay? You can also get a good source of carbs, so you're getting those beans in, which means the fiber is going to be high. And we're keeping the saturated fat low. We're getting those good fats with these numbers here. So about 705 calories versus 640, and you're getting a lot more nutrition at a Chipotle meal. All right, so now let's compare the prices for each one, because the common excuse, like I said before, is people always say, I buy the fast food because it's cheaper, right? That's what most people say, it's cheaper. But let's look at it and see if it actually is. Again, we'll go with the large Coke here. All right, perfect. All right, we're going to add that order here. Let's see how much it's going to be total. So total checkout about $9.79. Now that's the price here in Houston. If you go anywhere else in the nation, it may be a bit different. Maybe $1 more, $3 more, $4 more, okay? So now we're back at our Chipotle meal. We ordered the burrito bowl, again, 705 calories. We're going to go ahead and add that to the bag. We're going to enter name. Let's save that. Let's see what's the total cost. All right, so the total cost here is $8.90. So these are our prices, $8.90 for the Chipotle meal. And when we get to the McDonald's, it was $9.79. Not only are you eating better by going with Chipotle, you're also saving about $1. So we can no longer use the excuse of fast food costing less than the healthier options. So as you saw with the numbers and everything, you saw the prices, you saw the calories, you saw how much fat you were getting, you saw everything there. So let me know in the comments below, do you feel like it's still an excuse to eat McDonald's, Burger King based on price alone, based on convenience, just based on what we talked about today and based on what you saw on the computer here? Is it still a legitimate excuse for not eating right for people who say they just don't have the time, right? They need something quick. Again, now we have better options that are convenient, that are quick, and that are also cost effective if you have to eat out with the family or for yourself. Remember, the choice is yours. Control the controllables. Whatever you can control, control it, because this is your health. And you have to make the right options. You have to make the right choice when it comes to what you put in your body. You have to make the right choice on when to move your body, all right? So, until next time, peace.